guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video that I have wanted to do for quite a while, based on the fact that I've just wanted to test this out for myself. So as you all know, if you've been following me for a while, my all-time favourite concealer is the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. This is long-lasting, it is a high coverage, it is just a great all-round concealer, and it's only about £4, which I think is a great price for a concealer. I mean, it used to be £2, which is a better price for concealer, but you know, you win some, you lose some. But also, I know that the internet is obsessed with this concealer, which is the Tarte Shape Tape. Now, I have resented spending the amount of money on this that it costs for a really long time. It costs 20 to 22 pounds, I think, depending on where you buy it. Also, I bought it from their website and it took the longest time to arrive. Honestly, I bought it and I just assumed it was shipping from the UK, and nowhere on the website does it say it's coming from America, but then when I was tracking it, it said it was in New Jersey. So yeah, it took about 2 weeks to get here, which is not good, Tarte. Sort your shit out. Anyway, so everyone raves about this. They say it's full coverage, long lasting, and just like the best concealer on the market, but it's just so expensive compared to this. So I want to do a full-on review, which is better, and if the Shape Tape is better, is it 20 odd pounds better than the Collection? Because at the end of the day, if something's just slightly better, I don't want to keep buying a really expensive product that I don't need to when there is a cheaper alternative which is almost as good. So you don't have to, I'm gonna test these two babies out against each other. I'm gonna once and for all tell you which is better, which is most cost effective, and whether you should invest in the Shape Tape by Tarte or just keep buying the readily available, really cheap, really cheerful Lasting Perfection concealer. So without any further ado, I am going to get into the video. So I'm going to swatch these for you. This is the Lasting Perfection in shade 0 Extra Fair, and this is what this looks like on my arm. I also have this in the shade 1 Fair, so I'll just swatch that for you as well, just so you can see. Just a lot more pinky undertones. And then here is the Tarte, which is in the shade Fair Neutral. Whoa. So there you go. So this one is closest to the 0 Extra Fair, I think. So I already have my base on. Today I'm using this foundation by Maybelline. It is the Dream Satin Liquid Foundation and Hydrating Serum in the shade 01 Natural Ivory. And I just used that using a wet beauty sponge. This is the one by Real Techniques. So I have the Shape Tape in the shade Fair Neutral, and I also own 2 shades of the Lasting Perfection concealer by Collection. Going on my swatches earlier, I think the closest shade is the shade 0 Extra Fair to the Shape Tape, so this is the one I'm going to be using today. Getting the bin number 1 Fair. So now I'm going to bring you in closer and start applying them. So I'm going to start with the Lasting Perfection because this is the concealer that I use all the time. In fact, I haven't used a different concealer in the longest time because I just absolutely love this one. I think the formula is great, I think the coverage is great, and it lasts a really long time. And so let's get started. So when you open it up, it has a wand like this, and the nib is very small and can get into all the crevices of your face. Something which I am worried about the Shape Tape applicator is it's so big that doing kind of more delicate applicating around the eyes may be a struggle, but we will see. So this is how I apply my concealer. I go in here, get the hairs out my eye, go across, and I bring it down like so. Then also take a little bit more and I apply a little bit in here where I get a lot of dark circles, or I guess just darkness, not really a circle, and then I apply it to my eyelid. I always use this as a base for eyeshadow and also to even out my skin tone on my eyelids and just bring the whole colour story together, and just apply it back so it connects here, and that is how it looks. Crazy, like a crazy person. So that was 2 pumps of the concealer as you saw, and this is how it's kind of looking. Let me bring you in even closer so you can see, try and block out the sun there. That is what that application looks like. So now let's move on to the Shape Tape, which I'm really excited to try. I have never tried this in my entire life, so that is just like a shocker because it has been such a staple of the beauty community for such a long time. But the price point is a lot higher than the collection one, so I've heard such rave reviews for such a long time. I just really have to try it and just give you my thoughts really, and see if it is worth the dollar. So that is what the applicator looks like. It's huge in comparison to the collection one. For comparison, that's the difference in size, which is quite substantial. So, oh my gosh, that is thick. That is thick. Already you can see the difference in the coverage from the initial application. Woo. Oh my goodness. So that is actually substantially more coverage than the Lasting Perfection. I don't think I'm going to need to dip back in because it's coming on quite strong and going a really long way. Obviously there is more product on the applicator because it is so much bigger. You can really see the difference in coverage at this point, but it's not about just how it goes on, it's how it blends out, how it looks, and how it lasts. So again, I'm just using a damp beauty sponge to do this. So the Lasting Perfection blends out really smoothly, really easily, blends nicely with my foundation. So let's try the Shape Tape. I'm going to take the same sponge and I'm just going to do the exact same motion. Okay, because it is thicker, I think it's blending a little harder. Oh wait, no. No, I think it's just higher coverage. Oh, it's substantially higher coverage. So for my initial application, there is no contest between the two. The Shape Tape is a lot higher coverage and looks a lot smoother and just a lot prettier and brighter. I'm going to try and bring you in even closer now. So you can see this one is completely smooth and bright. This one you can still see a little bit of the eye skin underneath here. That is actually nuts how different the two are. But like I said, it is not just about initial application, it is about how it lasts throughout the day and how it wears, how it oxidizes, if it comes off, and how it just looks with the rest of my maquillage. So to set both under eyes, I'm going to be using my Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder and a big fluffy brush. This one is by Real Techniques. So I'm just going to take the same amount on both sides, just literally kind of pinching the brush a little bit to get right in there. And just press that powder in to set the under eyes. So now I'm going to powder the rest of my face, put on my eyebrows, my eye makeup, my lips, my cheeks and all the rest of my makeup, and I'll tell you when I'm back how the under eye areas are kind of holding up once I've applied all the rest of the makeup. So I'm just checking in here because I've decided to use the Shape Tape and the Lasting Perfection as concealer to cut my crease on my eyes. As you can see, this one is a lot easier to do that with because it is so much thicker, whereas the Lasting Perfection is a lot more patchy and is already drying down quite substantially. So I don't think this is going to be as good a base for the eyeshadow as the Tarte Shape Tape is. But we shall see. Okay, so the rest of my makeup is on and I'm just going to spritz it with some finishing spray, which is the NYX Dewy Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray. So both sides have had equal treatment. I've also used them both for the cut crease. I would say that even though on camera the Tarte looked better for the cut crease, it actually was too thick and didn't dry very quickly, and also the pigment of the concealer made it more difficult to layer up the colours, so the Lasting Perfection actually kind of won on that front because it dried down quicker, and also even though the application looked patchy, it actually became a smooth canvas for the eyeshadow. In terms of the rest of the face, it is now on, and I would say that on first appearances this side with the Tarte does look better. It looks smoother and a lot more airbrushed. It also looks a lot more concealed, which is I guess what you want. However, it doesn't look as much like skin as the Lasting Perfection does. However, as I have said a million times, this is not about the first application, it's about how long it lasts and whether the differences justify the price. So I'm going to now live my life, spend my day doing the things that I'm going to do, which are going for a walk, binge watching the rest of The Bodyguard. I don't know what else I'm gonna do. It's a Sunday, so probably just lie around all day. I will check in throughout the day and see how it's holding up, and then I will come back at the end of the day and show you how they have held up and my final thoughts. So at the moment I am just lying in bed. I've run some errands this morning. I have been outside. The weather is really quite warm and bright and sunny. But the makeup is holding up quite well. In fact, there's no real difference after an hour in how it was looking from when it applied, which is nice because sometimes, you know, within an hour things start to look a bit different and then you're like, ugh, what's the point? But at the moment I am just chilling in bed watching some YouTube videos, and yeah, I will check in a bit longer, in a bit future. I'll check in a bit. Okay, so it's been about 5 hours since I applied my makeup. I'm just sat outside in the natural sunlight eating some birthday cake. So bring you in here. Yeah, I think it's holding up pretty well, to be honest. This side I think you can see more dark shadows than this one. Just filming myself outside, ignore me. A little bit. Maybe really subconscious now. Gonna stop. You can see more of the dark circles under this eye than under this one, but all in all I think they're both holding up pretty well. This one does look smoother, but I am still happy with how they're both holding up. Okay, so it is a lot later now. It is about 11:30. So this makeup has been on for a solid 11 hours, 11 and a half. So I guess I'll show you how it is held up. So ignore the fact that my nose is kind of a bit red. I've had a cold, so I've been blowing my nose all day, kind of gross. But if you look at the under eye area, you can see that both sides have held up pretty well. This darkness is at the same level as it was pretty much at application, so I'm so happy with how it has fared across the day. Getting even closer now, you can see a little bit of dryness on both sides, kind of around here. That's to be expected as I have dry skin, and as well there is some creasing on both sides, but kind of actually a bit more on side, which makes a lot of sense. So all in all, what are my thoughts? Well, here they are. So Shape Tape is an amazing concealer. It hands down, it is incredible. It is thick, the formula is amazing, it's long lasting, it conceals with such high coverage, it's incredible. The Lasting Perfection by Collection is also incredible. It has got great coverage for a high street brand. It is, it's very long lasting, it blends nicely, it's really good for eye makeup, for cutting the creases and so forth. And so it's also an amazing concealer. They're both really good. If you're looking for an everyday concealer, I 100% recommend the Collection. You just can't beat it for that price. £4 is incredible for such a well-performing concealer. Would I tell you need to buy the Shape Tape? No, because it's £22 or 20 to £22, and that is extortionate for concealer. However, it is a very good concealer, and I will definitely still be using it for nights out, for maybe if I've got a really long day and I want to look made up for the whole day. It is a really, really great concealer. It's just very, very highly priced. And if you've got the money to spend, and if you like spending money on makeup, then I do recommend it potentially over the Collection one, purely because it is The application is a little bit nicer, it's a little bit more thicker, it looks more full coverage, and therefore you get a more kind of glam made up look. Do I think that you can justify the price point with it? It really does depend on how much you want to spend on your makeup, I think. I think you can get cheaper alternatives, as I've discussed, but if you want... Oh, I'm just going around in circles now. So you can justify... This is the thing. It is that good that you can justify the price. However, you do not need it unless you were really into makeup, I think, or if you like really big glamorous nights out makeup. I'd quite like to do a night out wear test on this and maybe some other products as well. So get all dolled up for a night out, get messy, and then see what lasts the night. But yes. So all in all, they are both great options. Can't fault them. They stay on for 11 plus hours and they both look great, and for their price points, can't beat them. So I hope that video wasn't too confusing and me talking myself into too much of a circle, and I hope it helped you in some way with your purchasing. But yes, if you'd like to see more videos from me, please subscribe, like this video and comment below. If you'd like to see this makeup look, which is kind of, to be fair, it's still kind of on my eyes, but it's kind of like pink and smoky and glittery, and if you'd like to see that, leave a comment below as well, and I shall do a tutorial on that as well. Anyway, stay tuned for a new video next week, and I'll see you later. Bye!